Hey VV Nation, all of YouTube, my name is Patrick France, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest, and every single Thursday I do a mobile stream where I talk about the VectorVest Stock Advisory app. During that stream, one question I get time and time again is about the DEW timing system here at VectorVest. For those who may not be familiar with it, it's more of a technical timing system, more of a short-term for swing trader style timing system, and personally it's one of my favorite timing systems we have here at VectorVest. So today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get that in the mobile app. Maybe not exactly the way you were thinking, but make sure stay tuned so you can see how you can see the DEW timing system on your own VectorVest Stock Advisory app. So that way you can stay up to date no matter where you are. So if you're ready to see it, make sure as always, smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and let's jump right into it here today. Alright, welcome back. So before we get started, just to start off, let me know down in the comments what timing system here at VectorVest is your personal favorite if you're a subscriber at VectorVest. Or if you're not a subscriber with VectorVest, let me know what style of investor you are, so that way we can see what style of timing would suit you the best. And so with that, what I have here today is the market timing graph, as you can see all around me, and there's a few indicators that we use to generate signals for our DEW timing system. So first, let's start off by talking about what DEW stands for. So the D stands for the DPO or detrended price oscillator, which you can see here at the bottom. The E stands for the envelopes, and the W stands for the 30-day weighted moving average. Now, on this graph, you can see these red and green arrows. Those are indicating the up signals that we get with the timing system, and the red would be indicating the down signals we get. And now, with this, a lot of people ask about these specific arrows. Can you see them on the mobile app? Unfortunately, you cannot see these arrows on the mobile app, but as long as you know the rules of the system, you can follow along wherever you go. So right now, there's a few things that we're going to talk about. First and foremost, the DEW is more of a short-term timing system. It's more for swing traders, if you will. And let's take a look at the exact indicators that we use. So as we mentioned, we use DPO standing for the detrended price oscillator. It's an oscillator that oscillates around the level of 0. And whenever it's above 1 or in positive territory, that indicates a upward trend in the movement of the stock, or for this case, the VectorVest composite. And if it's below 1, it indicates a negative or a downward trend in that or in that equity, if you will. So as we can see right now, it uses a DPO of 20. Looking at that weighted moving average, as we talked about, it's a 30-day weighted moving average based upon the price of the VectorVest composite. Once again, if you're not already a subscriber at VectorVest, then you won't be able to see the VectorVest composite in any trading software. So click on the link down below, sign up for the trial, so that way you can get access to this incredible timing system as well. And then last but not least, the envelopes. So as we can see, it says exponential 10 and 6. If you ever want to break it down to see exact settings that you're looking for or what type of settings it's using, you can simply right click and choose change settings. And as you can see, you can choose your periods, your offsets, and what type of moving averages you're going to use. So what we use for the DEW is an exponential once again with a 10 period and a 6 offset. All right. So the next step, now that we know what indicators and what technical indicators we use, the next thing that you need to know to be able to understand the DEW timing system on the VectorVest Stock Advisory app is understanding the rules behind the DEW. So what I'm going to do is just simply going to get out of here, and I'm in the back tester, and I'm just going to pull up a new back test, just a generic page real quick, and pull up the market timing and choose the DEW, because this will allow us to see the exact rules that we're looking for here. Unfortunately, I can't zoom it in too much more than it already is, but I'll read them out, and if you want, you can pause the video right now, write them down for yourself. So for example, to get an up signal, the price of the VectorVest composite has to be above the 30-day weighted moving average, and the DPO has to be in positive territory. Now with the DEW, there is one exception to these rules. And that exception is if the price pierces that lower envelope, then it only requires one of the two previous conditions to be met to get that up signal if you're coming from a down situation. And then just for the exact opposite to get a down signal. So to get it down, you have to have the VectorVest composite going below that 30-day weighted moving average. You have to have the DPO turning into negative territory. And once again, the exception to the rule is if it pierces the upper envelope, then it only requires one of those two conditions to be met before we get that down signal. But these exceptions are rare occurrences, so keep that in mind. I've been here at VectorVest for over 11 years now, and I've only seen that exception occur once. So as you can see, it's a pretty rare exception. So let's go ahead and get back out of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move into the VectorVest Stock Advisory app and show you guys how you can see the DEW on the mobile. So let's go ahead, switch it over. And here we go. As you can see, this is the layout that I typically use for our Thursday streams. Once again, if you're interested in finding out more about the VectorVest Stock Advisory app, come hang out with me every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern here on YouTube and also on our Facebook page, as I host a live stream coaching session every single week. So what we're going to do now that we're in the mobile app, we're going to simply scroll down and select the VectorVest composite from the bottom to get to a quick graph here. And as you can see, I have some default settings. I have a 30-day weighted moving average already put on the graph. I'll show you how I got that. Then I have the price shown in candlesticks and then the RT at the bottom. So if we go to graph settings at the very bottom here, this is where we can really customize our graphs. So for example, moving averages, you can add up to 3 moving averages at any given time. As you can see, I just simply selected weighted. I set the 30-day period in there. And that's all set. As long as the bar shows green, that shows that it's on the graph. We already know that, we just saw it. So I'm going to back out of here. Then I'm going to go to the envelopes. So these, turn it on, are using a exponential. And then the period is going to be a 10 period. So I'm just going to type in 10 manually, hit return, so that way it sticks in there. And then the offset is an offset of 6. So I'll just use the arrows here to go down to 6. Hit return, so it takes it. Back out of that. And then the last thing is the DPO, or the detrended price oscillator. So for that, I go to the lower graph at the bottom, choose the DPO, and I can even go to settings, make sure it's set for 20, just like we saw before. Go back. And now I'll just zoom in. We have that DEW graph layout set up right here. So if you're on the go, if you're traveling, wherever you're at, you can always keep up to date without having to watch the daily color guard report, but that's also another great way of keeping up to date with these timing systems. If you're not familiar with it, every single night we do about a 5 to 10 minute market recap talking about what happened in the market today, what to expect for tomorrow, what news you need to be aware of, and how to prepare yourself for the next trading day. And if there's ever a change in one of these timing systems, we'll point it out there in that nightly recap for you. So right now we can see here, we did pierce that lower envelope, but price didn't close below that. To be a pierce pattern, the price has to actually close below that lower envelope. So that kissed it, not really pierced it. So therefore, that one exception that we talked about earlier is not in effect right now. That is a common question I've seen a lot of people asking, so I want to make sure we address that for everybody out there. All right, so what we're seeing here right now is the price shown in candlesticks, once again, the 30-day weighted moving average. We have the envelopes exactly like we saw on the desktop, and then we have the DPO. So what we're looking for, since we are in a down situation, is we're looking for the DPO to cross back into positive territory and that price of the VectorVest composite to cross above that 30-day weighted moving average. Once those two conditions are met, then we'll see an up signal with this timing system. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's quick tips and tricks with the Stock Advisory app. If you guys want to see more of these, make sure, let me know down in the comments, smash that like button if you guys enjoyed this, so that way I can see, if you guys want more, we can do more of these mobile videos and show you how to get the most out of the VectorVest Stock Advisory app. So until next time, take care, adios, and toodles.